Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, Throwback Thursday. I don't have anything to throw back to, but I want to see how you guys are doing working on your new challenge for the year. I know I saw quite a few of you posting what you're going to be working on. Remember, pick the project. Just go grab a project, any project, and start chipping away little bit, little bit, little bit. What I do want to share with you today is remember the towel. um, yeah, Mike's busy texting me messages, so I'm just going to say on live right now. Um, and, oh, okay. Sorry about that. Um, we were working on the towel. Remember, we talked the other day about using the stitch ripper from Dime? Well, I want to show you. It's not absolutely perfect, but I got a couple little things left to pick. I took the name out and picked another font. So this is actually a sweat towel for Mike to take to the gym. So I did. I picked it out. I used that. It took a little bit extra because the first, the stitching was really small. So obviously something larger would be easier. But we took it. I took it out and now stitched over it, and there we go. So I wanted to share that with you. So we have our challenge, and believe me, I have as many or more unfinished projects or started projects as anybody else because I start them and then I work the stuff for the classes and I do something else and something else, and yeah. I do tend to try to keep them organized and keep them in some type of packaging so that it makes it a little bit easier. We have coming soon, and I don't know exactly when, but we do have coming another blue box, teal box from R&K Embellish, and I'm excited about that. There is going to be a spring box, and we'll put that together with classes. Somebody asked me yesterday about there's a new pillow, and if you've listened to Kim, I'll tell you this. If you listen to Kim on Wednesday, whatever it is that's coming out, we will have it. We will put it together and we'll have it. And for the most part, what we're doing is when there's something that's, whether it's, the pillows, the class, whatever, we'll put it together with a kit and the instructions, the whole thing. And when you buy the kit and the embellishment from us, I put a class out there, so sew along, because I want to help you to not just buy it and put it on a shelf. I want to help you through if you have questions and comments, or you need some help. We'll be there to help you, and of course it's always fun to have somebody to sew along with. So yes, Trudy, he's going to tell on you. Of course he did. Of course. Mike loves to tease and harass, and if you've got a good sense of humor, he's going to tease and harass you. My first project, and believe me, I could walk over into my studio and I could pick any of a number of projects that need to be finished, or I want to, but I get to do them in the order I want to do them. And when I travel, I buy stuff from the shops. I always visit the local or the closest quilt shop if all possible, because I like to introduce myself. I like to see what they have, how they do things, what things they might have differently. And I got to show this to you. I found when I was at the Northern Quilt Shop, and they have a website too, up in Alaska, I found this little item. This is just the coolest thing. And if you looked at it, you might think that it was a jelly roll, because that's what it looks like. It's a pin cushion, and they make them there, So it's local. I always like local stuff if at all possible. Small businesses, always try to support small businesses. And if you saw the videos yesterday, we had found a small restaurant. I found a small local gym. Um, we found, yeah, Sue Francis, the jelly roll. Yeah, I showed that to her, and I put pins in it because if you don't see the pins, you're going to look at it and think, oh, that's a jelly roll. Um, the coffee kiosks, yeah, the little coffee kiosks. So all of those places that were small businesses, if local things, if we can do that, and the bowl. Oh my gosh, the wooden bowl. Um, oh, if you don't mind me slipping away for 1 second, mine got here yesterday. I have to share. I have to share my bowl. Okay, have to share my wooden bowl. This is a piece of birch, all one piece, and it's got the it says the Great Alaskan Bowl Company on the bottom out of Fairbanks. They were started in 1991. They take a tree, and I forget. Mike could tell you how many trees or how many of them they get out of a tree. But look at that. It is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And they've got this stuff, where they cut the middle out, and they cut the pieces, cut the middle out, and then they smooth it. And yeah, all I need to do is get the oil. And they missed an upsell. They missed an upsell because in the papers that they put when I got my bowl yesterday, they said block oil, not food type block oil. So you don't want vegetable oil or olive oil. You want a thinner block oil. And I thought, oh, now I have to get the block oil to put on here. They could have sold a bottle of it when it was there at the shop. And I would have, it's those add-on things. But anyway, I promised that I would show it to you. I like this one because it's got, some extra designs in it. They even take the bowls and they've got stuff you can, where it's laser burned, so that they've got pictures and stuff in it. So we looked at it and I said, well, do you want a display bowl or do you want a food bowl? So looks like a popcorn bowl to me. So anyway, I wanted to share that. And then one of my favorite places, and this was a place that we visited when we went to Anchorage a couple years ago, was the Kobuk Coffee Company, Kobuk Coffee. And you can order online. I've called them up and I've ordered it before. My most favorite tea is the samovar tea. It's it does have black tea, so it does have caffeine in it. But I bought that because they had it in this little Alaska shop, the bowl shop, and it comes in decaf too. But I picked up a couple different teas from them as well. So like I said, I do the local shopping and really try to support too. But now to the project. It's got nothing to do with that, but I've got a couple of them over there, quilts that I need to finish off, and I want to, and I got to pick them in order because I'm not going to say I'm going to finish 6 quilts. That's not the point. The point is I'm going to pick this one up, and I am going to take it and finish it. No matter what state it's in, that's going to be the project. I still have my cup of cheer over here, but that's not going to be the one I'm committing to finish. I want to work on it, but that's not what I'm picking to commit to my first project. So maybe this will help you in trying to figure out what you want to do. Before I do, though, I want to show you, and I know Trudy has this because she bought it when she was in Alaska. This that really looks very similar, except for the purples, to the pictures that we took with all of the greens. This is going to be my finished project. This is what I'm committing to finish because, let me show you, I do have it part way done. It is part way. I don't know if you guys can see all of this with the blocks. It's a panel or a piece of fabric, panel in the middle, and it's got all these beautiful blocks around it. This needs the border, and quilted and the binding. And this is what I'm going to put on the back. I think this will be a piece of, left, got the end of the bolt, guys. The Shannon, yeah, the Celestial Cuddle. So that is my commitment to get that finished. So that's going to be the project that, with everything else going on, that is going to be my product. He shamed you into getting it out of the bag. You're going to work on it for February. See, Trudy, that's it. And you know what? We're going to keep this going all year because it will help us to get through our projects. Somebody told me that they were going to do the Stitcher's Garden and finish that. Well, I have one of those that's not finished. Actually, I have two because I had one that was the sample and the going through the class. So I'm going to pick a project just like the rest of you and work my way through it. And you'll be surprised. And the other thing, you know what we really should do is grab yourself a notebook. Now, I'm not saying you have to write down all the things because we'll get too long of a list. But you could if you wanted to. But just, grab yourself a notebook. And then when you finish the project, just write it down on there. Just write it down. It'll make you feel good. And at the end of the year, you will have a long list. Now, you might still have a bunch of new stuff that you've bought. That's okay. There's, it's all right. But this will kind of help you to, to go through. Believe me, other places I've traveled, I've got lots of other things. But I'm just going to pick one at a time. This one's close, and I do want to finish it, so I've got that one. So we're going to do one thing at a time, guys, one thing at a time. And it is doable. Even with working and everything else that we have to do, it is doable. Okay, so that was the main thing that I wanted to tell you and show you. This is just a little hint or a little note to self, note to everybody else. I've got the love bugs on the wall behind me. This is one of the blocks out of the love bug quilt. Look at it's got the background quilting, the hearts, and those hearts, you notice how it stops here? With the next block, that heart continues on. So it looks like you've quilted the whole background. But what I want to show you is sometimes when you're doing your appliques, you're doing, one of the things that we talked about is when you do applique fabric and then you've got a bunch of embroidery on the inside, if you trim it too soon, it can tend to pull away. So the reason I say that is not all of them tell you don't trim. Kimberbell projects do. They're really, really good and down to the detail. But you can use that same thing that you learn in everything else. This particular one, that doesn't look bad, but I did stitch it a second time because the instructions did not say, it did the applique, the outside applique. Then before the final black stitch around the ladybug or the butterfly, all of this heart stuff, all of this stuff inside is stitched. So that's a lot of embroidery. So what happened is, and you can just barely see it, and I can put a little bit of fray check on it, but right here, when it stitched this, because it was close to that line, it pulled away just a little bit. So when it did the outline, I can see where over time this would fray out. So when I redid it, and the best thing to do is when you've just have embroidery inside of an applique, is don't trim it until right before the satin stitch. Okay, so I left my fabric. I did all of the stuff in the middle, and you have to watch. You watch on your screen, you watch your steps, and when it was time to do the satin stitch around, I took it out and I trimmed then. So the other one I have had, no issues or problems whatsoever. So that's just my little hint for you when you're doing projects, because not all of them tell you, don't trim it, to wait. Okay, so I have that for you. I did just send out an email just a little bit ago The Let Me Call You Tweetheart, the Kimberbell Let Me Call You Tweetheart pillow. We had sold out of the fabric kits. I have, it is, that's a great hint. That's why I hold this. It's a learning thing. The Let Me Call You Tweetheart, I have one kit available. I had to cut, I have to cut them in two. So I cut one for a customer, and so I have one left. If you were one of the people that looked and saw that it was out of stock, it's in stock until it's gone. So we have one available. If you want it, grab it. Grab it quick. So that's, I mean, that tomorrow we're doing our first One Sweet Spring, and got lots of things going on, lots of teaching. That's going to be our retreat all weekend. Check and read through your instructions so that you make sure you've got everything together that you're going to be using. I'm hoping to get the projects on this one really soon, but it doesn't matter, guys. This is in March, but I would tell you to go ahead and get registered for Dream It, Create It with Trish Keller. We're partnering with R&K Embellish, and we're going to be doing projects. She is going to be focusing and using the Embellish Maker software. So if you have it, you're going to learn a ton in those 2 full days, all day, from 9 to 5. It's going to be 2 long days, lots of fun. If you don't have it, you can still come to the event, because the projects will be, the designs will be part of the class. So you don't have to have the software. You can get it and play with like a trial version if you want to as well. And if you're looking at the software, well, I'm sure we'll have some good deals on it then. The value in this is phenomenal. It's $99. That's for 2 days. You know, the one for Kimberbell we're doing this weekend is $199 for 2.5 days. So that alone, but $99, and that gets you the kit with the supplies. And you know, because their supplies that they're using, stabilizers and stuff, that's what their main thing is. You're going to get some really cool stuff in your kit. And when you register and come to the class, we have a surprise box, or a box that's worth over $149, that much or more of products. So you pay $99, you get 2 days of class, you get a package that has almost $150 worth of stuff. It, you know, that tells me it's a kind of a no-brainer. At least it's a no-brainer for me. But you're going to learn so much, and we're going to have a good time. We always have a good time on these virtual classes. So I have that coming. In February, we also have a new Dime event, which is their Learn and Shop and Learn. That event is going to be in the Hoop Project. So Kimberbell's not the only one that has in the Hoop. They do a great job, but there's others that you know, that have it or teach you how to do it, that you can kind of look at and put things together. So anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, or whatever, things that you would like to learn, I know I am working on some serger classes, and I'm working on software classes for your upgrades that you guys got from your Solaris and your Lumineers. That's going to be coming, and that's it. That's all I got. Give you guys a second. Any comments? If not, I will send you off to go sew this afternoon. I am busy working on the stuff for class tomorrow, so I can be ready and finish the videos and the demos for class. We're going to have a lot of fun this weekend. Are you coming to class with us, Maria? Got my list here somewhere. Yes, all right. It's going to be fun. So make sure, if you didn't get your kit, I have one person that did not get their kit, and we mailed them out before Christmas. Make sure you call the shop today and talk to Mike. We have one that got lost, but everybody else should definitely have it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, go sew something. Make it a great afternoon. And tomorrow, I'll pop on, but we're going to be really busy with class, so I'm not sure how well that will work. Sometimes when I get too many screens and programs going, my system crashes, and we don't want that to happen. Yep, I'm working on those, so we're going to get some classes. It just takes me a little bit of time to get all that stuff put together. Serger classes, yep.